Who is going to be taking on Jack Robinson in the final of the Corona Open J-Bay? We're going to find out. It's going to be a battle between the goofy footer, the Brazilian Yago Dora, and the Australian Ethan Ewing. Both these guys have had incredible highlight moments on their road through to this semi-final clash. Ethan yet to break into the excellent range, but he has been putting together some solid heat score totals. Ronnie Blakey sitting alongside a couple of world champions, big wave world champ Pete Mel and the 11-time world champion Kelly Slater. And we're going to see Ethan Ewing get things started first here, having some kind of year, but still chasing that elusive first championship tour win. You'd have to like his chances here at Jeffreys Bay. He's got a nice clean wall standing up here. Big hook off the top. Nice power and acceleration out of that turn as he goes now to the layback jam on his way to a very solid start here in the semis. And the conditions only improving here on finals day as Ethan takes this one way down the line. And it looks like it's going to line up for a bit more on this final section too as he drives up into the lip and hangs on to the finish. Kelly Slater, that was impressive.
That's such good surfing. I don't know how you surf that way better. I mean, give him a 9. That was just so perfectly surfed. You know, he always bet on himself.
They're good.
So,
let's have a look at the replay of this wave because you absolutely loved it, Kelly, and I could see you just shrugging, just going, what more can you do with it?
Yeah, I mean, so far, perfectly surfed. Watch this variety and power right there. Carves it all the way back at the whitewater there. Just lays the hammer down. Again, boom, look how clean the rail is and how good the fins are sticking there. A little bit different variety, almost a little tail throw, but he keeps the momentum down line, almost like a layback snap would, where your shoulders are still aimed down line. It cleans up again and boom, almost lets the tail loose there. Almost comes unstuck, but I don't know. I'm really interested to see where they go with this because that was such good surfing.
But his thing here is that he, you know, we talked about why is he so special, and it's his extension through these carves. I mean, and all that water off the rail, he extends just a little bit more, and it showcases that searing part of it. He's accelerating through the maneuver, and he accelerates for a longer period of time. And this one here, I mean, that's just a beautiful. We've seen this layback snap a lot.
How good did that feel? How good did that one feel?
So alive. The extension is there, Pete, but too, the compression out of each of those maneuvers just to recoil. Look at the upper body rotation, and he always gets that full redirection of the board happening through these maneuvers. And I mentioned before, he hasn't gone into the excellent range just yet. His highest number in this event so far is a 7.93. I think he might be ramping up at the perfect time here.
Saving it for finals day, huh?
Again, I don't know how you really critique that. You just talk about how well he surfed that wave. Yago had a glitch in the early part of his wave.
Can we touch on the style that is carried here as we watch Yago up now?
This is going to be a fun heat to watch because those big backhand snaps have been scoring so well and maybe in some respects more favoured than the frontside carves. But Ethan digs that rail in. He comes out with great speed. So Yago's going to have to continue to attack these bowls with that big vertical approach. There's another solid hit, lose no speed, and gets back into the pocket once again. And what a return to competition it's been. He had a nasty break, similar to yours, Kelly, so you'll be able to really talk to that and just how difficult the recovery is when you have that Liz Frank injury. And Yago's just looks so on his run through to this point.
Yeah, these guys are both two of my favorite surfers in the world. These guys are awesome. Got them both on my fantasy team. Yeah, so we'll see. It almost looked like he was going to go for an air in this section right here. Like, what's he going to do? And he got a little confused himself and went, I'll just do a floater. And now you can see he kind of gets some momentum going here and starts lighting it up. Boom. Gets that back foot real heavy. And the good thing about the goofy footers, they get to come more vertical in the pocket like this. Bang. Right up, sticks it on the tail again. Right here, gets a little bit of a carve back. And then I don't remember what the end of this wave did, but
I loaded up for him again.
Yeah.
So this is, a great finish.
That's not far off of Ethan's score, you know. I think Ethan will get the slight edge there, but that's a great 1-2 combo for the first two waves of this heat.
Yeah, I just think there's a little disruption of the flow somewhat, you know, and Yago, I think he would feel the same way here. But Ethan, on the other hand, was just flow master. He's carried his speed so well.
Well, I told the judges to throw a 9, and the first one did, so we'll see where the rest of them come in. He looks really focused, and this, I expect Yago to not ride this wave very far because I don't think it's going to peel very far down the point.
Well, he's sticking with it at the moment, hanging close to that pocket. Not a super tall wall, but he's going to attack it the best he can. And he's just been so on point with his timing throughout the contest so far. And again, he just gets that rhythm happening top to bottom. The wave did sort of split in half there for a moment, but it's going to go again. And he has got those big airs he can call on. He's loading up for something special to finish this one off. And just loses it.
Well,
just when he
he
rounded up
knew.
there, he just lost a bit of control.
He surfed the wave so well, and he made me kind of eat my words, but I think he knew, because the judges are really particular about the size of wave out here.
Flip the script and get that seesaw battle happening.
Yeah. Well, look, you can see this wave's only just barely overhead as he took off, and so I thought he might just go down the line because he saw something coming wide, but look at this, bang, one after another. He just teeing off on this thing, and he couldn't help himself. He goes, well, I got the flow going here, I'll just keep nailing it, and all those turns were spectacular.
Just stabbed at it.
Yeah, and then he got over the double up.
Advantage with the backhand, right? Is you're able to kind of just that last second go straight up vertical, and then that would have been a clean, big method error. If you landed that, I would, you don't see that very often. But again, right here, right at that moment in the pocket, you're able to just push it in the heel edge and go straight up.
Yeah. Yago is a big guy with a lot of power. I think people kind of obsess over the airs, but there's been a real evolution in his rail surfing in the last year. And, different stages, particularly through that short season last year, he had some real confidence-building performances where he started to do his best surfing with the jersey on, something that every competitor on the championship tour strives to achieve.
For sure. And I think the thing about him, he's a thin, tall guy, but he gets his power from leverage. It's not from bulk leg mass, He places the board in the right spot, and he pushes off, and he uses the leverage of the wave and the board together to create.
Sees any potential here. He's getting himself into position. Nice and deep. He'll be able to get that big turn on the outside done. Plenty of speed. Drives up into it. Hooks through that first turn. Nice cut down. Sets up the more vertical approach. And almost there came into contact with Yago, who's paddling out, but Ethan's sticking with this one. It's got a lot of foam on the face. A little tricky to really set that rail and dig into high impact turns, and he gets tangled up in the lip here.
He's going to clean up on the inside though and run a bit, so we'll see what happens here. Maybe a barrel.
Little taps into the tube, bit of cover. Didn't get particularly deep, but found the exit. But
the middle of that wave let him
awkward
down.
Moment there. Yago kind of let go of his board almost in Ethan's face.
You'll see he kind of gets a start. I think he saw what was down the line. He was going to be able to race to it. Gets that first kind of speed carve, and then I think something was going on with Yago. I don't think he was intentionally doing that. I think something, maybe his hand or his shoulder or something, so he let go of his board. But you can see how this wave just kind of frothed out, and you can almost feel Ethan going, yeah, why'd you do this to me?
There's that type of turn I was talking about. The vertical part of it, it doesn't have the same kind of drive out of the maneuver.
Yeah, and he got a little stuck there, and then he gets the barrel. This is going to be, I think it's going to be close. Yeah, I could see him going either way on this wave, because like you said, it was really disjointed in the middle. Yeah, see, I don't know what happened. Something happened with Yago physically, I think.
It was like he couldn't actually execute the duck dive.
Yeah.
So let that board go. Maybe just a twinge of pain.
Yeah, I mean, it looked odd, but I don't think it affected Ethan at all.
No. In his last heat, and he came in saying, I almost reconnected with that hillside rail and got myself back onto the open face. So he might see that as the key to turn in that big number that he needs. But also, this is the first wave that we've seen him ride after, hurting himself. So not sure if he's maybe feeling that as he travels across that face.
But when there's so many waves like today, it kind of goes away really quick because there's just so many big sets and you lose a lot of time. So, just stay focused to get two more and get the job done.
Yeah, you're into the final at Jeffreys Bay. In your career, how does this sit for you as an accomplishment?
Yeah, it's incredible. I've watched this event forever. Kelly, Andy, Mick, Parker, everyone, So, a lot of good highlights in my mind from it, and now to be in the final, I'm excited.
The Kelly Slater Lost Tapes playing now on worldsurfleague.com. Check it out after today's finals action as we see Yago Dora loading up down the line, chasing a big number after an 8.88 to get ahead of Ethan Ewing here. And flowing nicely, plenty of speed, loading up. Needs a huge finish on this ride, and that's a good start. Big hit in the pocket. And here comes the double up. He's going to climb over the top of this and get a whole lot of momentum as he hammers towards the end of this ride.
And watch this one. Bingo.
Wow, really pushed the board out towards the beach. And there's the celebration, really feeling it as he comes flying down the line. And he's going to kick out of this one, but that might help his chances. High-risk manoeuvre, made something of nothing really down the line.
And we really haven't seen anything like that yet for the judges to really chew on. So it'll be interesting where he go. He did not rotate out of that as clean as you would like.
He was patient with the wave.
He was, and so a pretty good start there. Watch this one, almost lose the foot there. Just pushes that power on the back foot, and then gets the big float, I think, coming up here too. Bang, nice little free fall out of that. So technically a lot went on in this wave. And here's that downtime I was talking about. He just waited for it. Perfectly times that little clean section and gets to cut back into this little thing. And I'll let Pete talk you through the airs here. I used to see Pete do flips at lower lefts.
Oh, easy. You know, he had that crew, but I mean, the laid out backside threes that they can do now where he gets himself extended. You know, again, not the cleanest in the finish of it, but ultimately it was still amazing.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, what the judges see from their angle, you can see it looks quite steep. Front on, it looked a little different. That tail is high. Wow, it looks amazing from that angle. So inverted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think this is you know, quite possibly going to get him there.
It might. Now, watching it back again, technically that's way up in the excellent.
When they went back and looked at it, you know,
right, he's got
they
another
watched
chance
it in
here.
real time.
He's got another chance here, and this could be a really good wave.
Good looking wave.
But there's whitewater all in the face. If you look at the wave before it, there's whitewater everywhere. So it's decision time for him right here to think about, because he's probably not going to get back out and get another wave. Oh, he's
Nice
done well
belt
so
there.
far. And he'd be begging for this double up too. You see the low road, the kind of double up that happens on the inside car park section? And we'll see if it gets some clean face. Pete, talk us through that.
Well, this is where it gets finally clean, and ooh, little hesitation, and again, in between two minds in regards to what maneuver he wanted to do there. But the finish, again, you're looking at an 8.35 needed. I mean, the whitewater was all over that wave. It's so hard to ride, and somehow he's going to pull it together, though, and he's going to beg the question one more time. Oh, you gotta love it.
Unbelievable finish, man. This guy is giving it everything. And, you know, he got so close on that last ride. Just 0.18 short. And he's going to ask the question of the judges again.
Yeah, please.
Let's watch this wave again. See how much foam there is. It's hard to keep your fins just really clean, keep the speed super fast. See, those are kind of both almost sort of setup turns. Here's where the money turn starts to happen. Perfect timing, just bangs that. It was basically like a chop in the face that he timed perfectly. Again, that's another setup turn. Kind of waiting it out here, waiting for that clean water on the inside. And you can see the foam starts to lighten up here, and this is where some of the work starts to get done. Pete thought he was in two minds there. I think that was pretty good myself.
I just felt confused for a second.
And then that was a tough climb right there. And then this thing right here, I don't know how he made that. I mean, the wave just threw his board back out the top of the lip.
And Yago's trying to listen in and get the call from the judges, but time's running out.
Yeah.
25 seconds to go. He puts his hands together and touch of sarcasm there.
When you're talking about 9-point rides, you're talking about Ethan's first wave. Clearly the best wave in that best wave start to finish in that heat, in my opinion.
I mean, excellent numbers in every single round, and getting 2 here in the semi-finals. But Ethan Ewing really set the pace, Pete, on that first wave. It was, as Kelly said, from start to finish, a perfect ride, completely connected.